Pokemon Breakdown Episode 2, Pokemon Emergency. Let's begin, shall we? So our episode begins with not Nurse Joy, bloody hell, Officer Jenny, giving a description of Pokemon thieves going around Viridian City and trying to steal Pokemon. So anyone who sees anyone looking suspicious or new, at least give them a look over and figure out what's going on, or at least inform her of the potential for so she can give a look and whatnot. And as she says that, with the wanted posters of our best characters, Jesse and James and Meowth, we'll see those three a little bit. We see Ash running up the street of Viridian City with the injured Pikachu that we saw at the end of episode 1, after he fought off the flock of Spearows. Now, with those two out of the way, we meet Officer Jenny goes up to Ash, thinking he may have stolen Pikachu because he is not in the Pokeball and he's injured. And then we go down the set of shenanigans, but Ash is trying to just get past to go to Pokemon Center, while Officer Jenny is trying to deal with the situation by trying to figure out whether or not he stole the Pokemon, especially since he's saying he's not giving any legitimate answers, like he doesn't know, he doesn't have any ID. He's saying he's a Pokemon trainer and his Pokemon is injured, and since he's not in a Pokeball, that's also kind of suspicious, so that makes things a bit more difficult as well on his. There we go. Anyway. Sorry, cat was being silly. So, as I was saying, Officer Jenny is trying to get answers out of Ash. Ash is not being able to give these answers, and Officer Jenny is getting more and more suspicious, thinking he may have stolen Pikachu, until she notices the Pokedex in his pocket. He must really have short pockets, so they'd be able to notice like a quarter of the Pokedex. But I guess Gen 1 Pokedexes were really bulky. They were pretty bulky, especially compared to the later gens later on, especially Gen 3, 4, and 5. Gen 6, I believe, gets a bit bulkier again, if I remember correctly, but that's not really important at the moment in the discussion of what's going on in the episode, so we'll just go back to what we were talking about. Anyway, the Pokedex, she finds it, she retrieves it, and then looks inside, and after clicking a few buttons here and there, we were able to get the info that Dexter was programmed specifically for Ash, because it's his specific thing. So we now learn not only is the Pokedex a thing that can tell us about Pokemon, but it can also give identification for anyone who's a trainer. And so if this is a stolen Pokedex, you can easily find it and whatnot. So that leads to everything being a bit easier for Ash in the end, with Officer Jenny understanding now the whole situation and believing Ash. So now, instead of just leaving Ash to rot, as he basically just wants to get straight to the Pokemon Center, Officer Jenny offers him a lift. So next scene we see Ash and Officer Jenny in the garage of the Pokemon police station, as we see Officer Jenny drive off in her motorcycle, vroom vroom, with Ash in the passenger seat? Little baby carriage thing that motorcycles sometimes have, depending on the type of motorcycle it is, or whether or not the type of motorcycle can have that add-on, the weird little baby carriage motherfucker thing. That thing. Yeah, well, actually Pikachu is in the little baby carriage thing. Side seat? It's really not important, but I just cannot remember the term for it. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. It doesn't really matter to me. It's not important as well, so we'll just move on from that. So, as I was saying, Officer Jenny and Ash are driving down the street toward the Pokemon Center. Ash makes a comment on how big the Pokemon Center is, because Jesus Christ, it is really big. It looks like it's like a 3-story building, really, for how big it looks. And instead of Officer Jenny just stopping and walking in with Ash to the Pokemon Center itself, she decides to do the extreme and cool thing and drive into the Pokemon City sliding doors and park right in front of the front desk, leading to Nurse Joy and making a snide remark about how we do have a parking lot, and Officer Jenny going, it's a Pokemon emergency, leading to shenanigans and basically explaining the situation and whatnot, and Pikachu being sent to intensive care, and Nurse Joy berating Ash for getting Pikachu in such a bad situation without completely hearing Ash out, which I kind of understand as she is since she's a professional health care person, she needs to kind of berate people who don't do very well like that for their Pokemon and people. So that's understandable on her part. Leading to the whole thing of them being Ash waiting for Pikachu. While he waits, we see him talk to his mother and then Professor Oak, and they go through little conversations here and there, little bits of dialogue, and we get them to learn more about their characterizations and who they are as people, whatnot. After they talk, and after that, it's just we meet Misty and how angry she is about her burnt bike. It was extra crispy. I forgot how crispy that damn thing was. That thing really was not salvageable. I don't know how they salvaged it all the way back at like all the way up in season 6. Early season 6? Yeah, it's around early season 6 where we see Misty's bike return to her, if I remember correctly. I haven't watched the end of the Johto League in so long, so I don't remember entirely. But anyway, after seeing Misty complain about the bike and whatnot, Ash gets her distracted by accident by explaining the situation with Pikachu, leading to her feeling bad for Pikachu, and them both worrying about the Pokemon instead of worrying about the damn ugly-ass bike. And then we see Nurse Joy come out with Chansey and whatnot, with Pikachu with a funky-looking light bulb bloody thing on his head. I think it's some sort of thing meant to give him electricity, but I'm not sure. And they don't really explain what it is. It just kind of looks like a really dumb-looking light bulb thing on his head. If I can remember how to edit images into videos, I will put one here. But on the iPad, I have no clue how to do it, so I may figure it out, or I may just be lazy and just not do it. Either way. After that, we see Ash and Misty have a little bit of argument about the stupid bike situation. Like, bloody hell, just shut up about it. I understand, it was like your bike. But right now, there's a Pokemon that's still injured, and right now Ash is more worried about that than the stupid bicycle. Maybe if you wait for him to stop worrying about his Pikachu so much, he may be able to actually make a deal or something to talk about making reinversing the bike or something like that. But no, being the redhead, being the freaking not redhead. There's a term for it. Not tsundere. Not spunky. I'm really drawing a blank. Tomboy? Maybe tomboy, I'm not certain. Either way, I'll figure out the terminology later. He's being very aggressive. That's really the best way I can explain it. And then as that's happening, we suddenly hear a certain theme as 3 people enter the Pokemon Center. A man with blue short hair, a woman with purple, reddish pink hair, and a cat, Meowth. Jesse, James, and Meowth have arrived, the best characters in this damn show next to Ash. And then we get their great original intro, and then later on we'll get new intros during Diamond and Pearl. They try out quite a few in Diamond and Pearl. I believe they try out 1 or 2 in Hoenn as well. But anyway, we'll get the classic one we get for now. Let's see. Oh no. There we go. Sorry, I had to quickly, so I could see what I was doing through in the recording from my side to that one. My iPad said it was like at 10% or some shit. I didn't really read, I just knew it was just going to get away. Me figuring out what was going on in recording software. So anyway, as I was saying, we get the awesome intro of Jesse, James, and Meowth as they come in, denounce the evils of truth and love to stand our reach of the stars above. Jesse, James. Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light to surrender now or prepare to fight. Meowth, that's right. Sadly, no Wobbuffet yet, and I nearly said Wobbuffet out of pure instinct of me always doing the Wobbuffet when I used to do it when I was younger. So there's that. Oh. But yeah, and then we go through the shenanigans of our first encounter with them, of Ash and whatnot, just trying to get the Pokemon in the Pokemon Center away from freaking Jesse, James, and Meowth as they go into the room with all the Pokemon and Pokeballs and whatnot. and they shut down the power of that room. And then Nurse Joy goes, "Don't worry, we got our own backup supply of power, Pika power." And then you just see like this little treadmill of freaking Pikachus as they go, Pika Pika Pikachu, Pika Pika Pikachu, Pika Pika Pikachu, Pika Pika Pikachu, as they're just running around in a circle with a heap of other Pikachus, and it's just giving the power to the Pokemon Center, or at least the room, leading into the whole situation of them basically just getting power and allowing them to begin sending the Pokemon off to Pewter City so they can protect them from Team Rocket. But as they're beginning to get things go through this smoothly, Team Rocket breaks through, leading to them Ash trying to fight them off until basically Ash tries to escape with his Pikachu when Misty convinces him to just run while she distracts them. And as he's running away, he gets Pikachu's, what's it called? Stretcher? Maybe a stretcher, I'm not certain. Weird wheelie table thing that patients are on. Probably not a stretcher. Stretcher's the one you carry, if I remember correctly. Yeah, probably not a stretcher. Either way, it's a weird little wheelie bed thing. Anyway, so Ash gets it stuck on the part of the bike, leading to Ash tripping and nearly dropping Pikachu's. And as they're about to get Ash, you hear the sound of Pikachu's as they all jump from over the wall and landing on top of Ash's Pikachu, and they electric shock freaking Team Rocket, making them all look crispy as all hell. And as freaking that happens, you see Pikachu come out from the pile and go, "Cha!" All powered up again from the electrical surge all the other Pikachus giving him all his energy back. And Ash basically goes, "You wanna give them fire them up with more power?" Pikachu goes, "Yeah." So Ash gets the bicycle upside down, I might add. I don't know how he was able to get that to work. Kind of like, maybe you could have gotten it to work. It seems like a nightmare to do though. Basically, he got it working so he could spin the thing around to give energy, so Pikachu could get a boost in electricity. As he's spinning the bike pedals at extremely fast, allowing Pikachu to get a boost in power. And then we get to see the first scene of Pikachu blasting off Team Rocket. Sadly, you don't get Team Rocket's blasting off again, but to be fair, it is the first time we'll ever see it, so it's to be expected kind of at this point anyway. But yeah, we see them sent flying off into the sky, and then we see another scene of them holding on to basically the, their Meowth balloon, and they're discussing Pikachu and how he's definitely not just some average Pokemon, leading into their very strong obsession with trying to capture him. And as the series goes on, we're going to learn more about these characters and honestly become a bit sympathetic for both Jesse and James, even though they are criminals. Even Meowth a little bit, even though Meowth is the most unsympathetic out of all of them, in my personal opinion. But yeah, we'll learn more about them later on, leading to us getting to know them and caring about them. And then we'll just grow to care about them too much. And we want them to be in more episodes. Oh, I did anyway. That was me. I wanted James and Jesse to give up being members of Team Rocket and become trainer and coordinator, for crying out loud, so they can follow their dreams. Because James would be a great Pokemon trainer, in my opinion, and with how much he cares for his Pokemon. And same with Jessie, even though she's not as good as James when it comes to it, I do believe she would make a great Pokemon coordinator, because even though in Hoenn she was atrocious, in Sinnoh she made it to the Grand Festival with her pure skills with her Pokemon. So that shows talent, unlike in the Hoenn League, where she kind of just cheated her way in by stealing someone else's bloody ribbons and then disguising as them. That's another big back can of worms right there, the whole stupid disguise shenanigan thing. So that's going to be something we can talk about in the future randomly when I decide to talk about it. But otherwise, after that, we see Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny standing at the computer at the Destroyed Pokemon Center, which really made me laugh, because how the hell did that computer survive and still is working with the destroyed building being nearly 80% gone? Or at least 70 or 80%. Most of the building's walls and roofing are gone, so the PC really shouldn't have any access to power in the slightest, but we're just not going to question it with Pika power being a thing. So you see Nurse Joy talking to the other Nurse Joy of Pewter City, leading to her and Officer Jenny talking about how Ash and Misty do. But then Officer Jenny points out, those two seem pretty tough. I think they'll be fine. And then next scene we see Ash and Misty in Viridian Forest, and Misty screams when we see a Caterpie, leading into the end of the episode as Ash gets ready to catch the Pokemon. But that's really it for the episode itself. Overall, I think it was a fine episode, and it was a great way to introduce Jesse, James, and Meowth. Overall, the dub voice actors are not my favorite ones to begin with. I definitely prefer later on, with their voices changing around, I believe, season 11 or 10? Or is it season 9? Anyway, it's around Battle Frontier. Their voices change like a lot of the other actors because of rights being swapped over to a different company or something like that. I can't remember the exact reasoning. It's been like years since I looked it up for why the voices did change. But overall, the voices changed years later, and those were the voices I grew up with. So the original voices from the original series, even though I watched these as well as a kid, aren't the ones I'm the most mostly fond with. But overall, great episode, fun. Not much else really going on besides just giving more things going on to continue to get the anime growing, so we can get the episodic stories going on while we watch Ash and Misty's journey for the time being, until we see Matt's from Digimon, not Pokemon. I mean Brock join the gang, and we see more shenanigans with them and with Jesse and James, Meow. For now, the story ends here, and we watch Ash catch Caterpie, and I can't wait to watch episode 3 next time, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, if I remember to upload tomorrow. That's the problem I've been having recently. I get through like 3 days of uploading, and then I vanish because I forget about it. But hopefully I'll remember and get things through, and we'll catch you all next time, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.